Hello everybody, it's Anne from Anne's Stampin' Up. Welcome to another card making day here in Simcoe, Ontario. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Canada, and if you don't have your own demonstrator, you can shop with me. You can reach me at stampsandtea@gmail.com, or my demonstrator website is stampsandtea.stampinup.net. So if there was ever a morning to quit, this is it. I should have just gone back to bed. The hydro's on and off. It's a really gloomy day outside, but the hydro's on and off. Nothing is working. My order didn't come from Stampin' Up. Apparently it was caught in the UPS Stampin' Up loop, and it's gone back to Stampin' Up. So I have very few new supplies. So what I'm going to show you for the next week or two is going to use a combination of new supplies and old supplies, okay? And it's the best I can do at the time. So let's get started. So as most of you know, we're coming up to celebration time and the new mini catalogue. The new mini catalogue runs from January to April. It begins on January the 4th and runs to April 30th. The celebration catalogue starts January 4th and runs to February 29th. So most of the supplies, certainly the new stamps and dies I'm going to use are from the new mini catalogue and the celebration catalogue. So let me just show you what I'm going to do this morning. I'm still not allowed to show you anything that's in the new catalogue, so I'll just pop that to the side out of the way. I'll drop that down there. So what we're going to use this morning is the Stippled Roses bundle. It's on page 64 in the new mini catalogue. The bundle consists of the stamps and dies, and it's $73.75. So if you buy the bundle, you could select the DSP from the celebration catalogue which accompanies this, and it's all beautiful flowers, stippled designs. The backs are like a watercolor and a pattern of fabric and leaves, but the fronts of the papers are all like a stippled design, and they're all just beautiful designs. And what we're going to use this morning is this piece here, and it's sort of a wild wheat and what am I thinking, Lost Lagoon, maybe Pretty Peacock, but I'm going to use Lost Lagoon. So that's the papers. Now, because the hydro is going on and off here, I've gone ahead and done everything. We're just really going to assemble this card, but I will sort of tell you all the steps we're going to use. The other thing we've used is this beautiful layered florals embossing folder. That's in the new catalogue as well on page 65, and that's $15. Makes a beautiful, it's a 3D embossing folder, and I've already gone ahead and embossed a piece of Lost Lagoon with it, and you can see how well, like really how deep those flowers are. It's just a beautiful embossing folder. So we've used that. We've also got some gold glitter enamel dots. They are old dots, but it's what I had to use this morning. So what I have is basic card base in Lost Lagoon, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and it's going to be a top fold card. Now it's going to be top fold only because did I put the stamp away? No, the stamp I used to stamp the roses for the front sort of sits long ways to me. It says to me it needs to be a longer card, like a landscape card, instead of going this way. It would fit just about going this way, but I'm going to make it go this way. So that's the stamp I used, and that's the back. That's how it comes out on the when you stamp it. I've also stamped a sentiment from the same set, and it's a very fine congratulations, and I'm going to put that on the front of the card. So what else have I done? We've got a piece of 5.25 by 4 1/4 white, and I'm going to trim that down to go on the inside of the card. I'll trim it down to 5 by 4 1/4. I've got a piece of DSP, the DSP I showed you. Now you need to be careful about the way your pattern sits. You see, this pattern sits this way, but I want it to sit this way on my card, so I have to be careful with it. Okay, you got to just watch the way your flowers go. If it was flowers like that, if it was a printed piece like that, it wouldn't matter which way it went, but because of the direction of the flowers, that's how I wanted it to go. Now I'm going to lay my piece of DSP on top of the piece I've embossed, and I'm going to put these pieces in my paper cutter, my trimmer, and I want to cut them so that they have the same cut angle across, so that when I put the pieces on the front of my card, they'll match up together. Okay, so I'm going to put it in my cutter like this, and I'm just gonna, let me think, I want to sit it about there like that, so that I've got about an inch at the top right of the card, and I'll have an inch at the bottom left of the card, and I'm going to hold it down quite firmly. Move my scoring blade out of the way, and I'm going to slice through both parts at the same time. There. So I've got a piece like that and a piece like that. Let me pick them up and keep them in the right order, and just put the cutter out of the way for a second. So there's my DSP cut like that, and there is my embossed piece cut the same. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece here and take, so I've used the top of the DSP and the bottom of the embossed piece, and then for the other card, because you get two cards out of this, I'm going to do that, and you see how nicely the cut line matches up right across. Okay, these pieces I'm going to put out of the way, they'll go on another card. So these two pieces are going to go right on the front of my card like that, and they will cover the whole, if I get them lined up, they will cover the whole front of the card just like that. Okay, so I'm going to use some liquid glue for the bottom, for the bottom for the DSP. So this is the bottom, and you see what a lovely shade of winter wheat that is. No, not winter wheat, what is it called? Wild wheat. And I'm just going all the way around the edge, because I want the glue to go right to the edge. And I'm trying to be, light-handed with the glue. I'm going to pull that over, and this is going to go right to the bottom edge of the card front, just like that. And because I used the liquid glue, I was able to, push it if I needed to a little bit here and there. Now my embossed piece is going to go on the top of the card like that, and again it should all work and butt up nicely. So we're going to put this piece down now. I'm going to use, I think, Stampin' Seal Plus for this, yes, because I don't want this to come off, and I need, wherever the glue touches, I need it to be able to stick. Okay, so I won't be able to push this piece around. Once I've laid it down on my card, it will be down. Okay, so let me just check around the edges for any adhesive sticking out, and I've got some here. And you just roll it back with your fingers, give it a little push towards the back of your card if you've got anything sticking out. And I'm going to put this piece right up against the DSP, just like that. So we've got this lovely piece, and you see how both the edges meet up as you go through the middle of the card. Alright, so now what I did was, as I said, I've done all my stamping, all my cutting, all my embossing ahead. So I used the large rose stamp, the large stippled rose stamp. and I stamped this piece in Lost Lagoon, and I've already cut it out, and it goes through the small embossing fold, small cut and emboss machine, the 3.5 wide. It goes through there nicely. What I did was I took a piece of cardstock, which was 5.5 by 4.25. I stamped the roses down the side, and then I stamped the sentiment, the congratulations, in winter wheat up there, so you get it all out of the same piece of cardstock. While I think about it, I need to trim this piece down to 5.25 by 4 for the inside of my card, because I forgot to trim that down. There and there. Oops, that piece wants to stay. So this will be the piece that goes on the inside. So these roses, I've got this rose which I cut out, and I used my dies to cut it out, and it's this largest die here, goes right around. I also cut out this die here. Now this die here, if I turn it this way, let me see, can you see? Not really well. This die here is a beautiful set of leaves, and all the leaves are embossed, and I cut those out of Pool Party. Maybe if I put it on the darker background, but they have lots of little embossed pieces in the leaves. I also cut out a couple from some vellum. All right, so I used the Pool Party and vellum, and I'm going to use those to just add a little bit of extra to my card front. Okay, I've got 2 or 3 sets of each that I cut out because I really liked them, and I thought, you know, if I just keep cutting these out of the strip I've got, I'll have lots. I think I want maybe 2, maybe 3. I'm going to keep those because they will make a beautiful embellishment on another card. So I'm just going to set this piece here so you can see all the pieces I'm using. All right, there's the sentiment. Okay, I think we're good to go. We're going to build the card front now. Now, what am I thinking? Well, of course, this is my focal piece, so this is going, if I can get it picked up. And it doesn't matter whether you stand it up, it doesn't matter whether you put it up or you put it down. These are flowers, they go both ways. I'm going to put that right in the middle like that, and I'm going to pop it up on some dimensionals. Now I'm going to put my dimensionals sort of across the middle of the card right now, just till I get an idea of where everything else is going to go, because I'm going to glue my leaves that I'm using for embellishments. I'm going to glue them to the back, but I don't want them to be in the way of the dimensionals. Now already I can see I shouldn't have put a dimensional here, okay, but that's okay because I'll just tear that piece of leaf off if I'm not going to use it, okay, and I'll still have lots to go. So let me just put that down there. I'm going to use some liquid glue here, and I'm just going to pop some on some leaves if I can get the thing picked up. Maybe I need some tweezers. There. Okay, so that's going to go there like that. So it's going to be these leaves that need the glue. Probably not that one. And I'll put this back onto my little silicone mat so that if the glue is over the side, over the edge, it's not going to really matter. I'm just going to hold that down for a minute, and I could probably put a dab of glue over here to hold this leaf down, just a little squirt. And I'm holding that now. You see this leaf here is over the dimensional, so I'm going to snip this little leaf off so that everything lies nicely. There. So that's one. Now I've got some more, and I want to put, I think I'm going to put another green one over here like this. Let it stick out at the side a little bit. So we'll turn this over again. Now you see I didn't have any dimensionals in the way there, so I can put glue here and here. Turn this over. Pop that in there like that. Just hold it down for a minute. It only takes a second for the glue to grab. So there we have that and that. And I think that might be all I need. I'm going to use my vellum cutouts behind the sentiment. So now let's lie this down. We'll put a couple of more dimensionals on it now that we can see where we need the dimensionals to go. So we'll just put a couple down there, and I'm going to stick one here. And yes, this is over the leaves, but the leaves are glued down. They're not going to get in the way of anything. Here's my pocket tool. See if I can do this quicker this way. I can't do anything quick this morning. It's just not the day for anything to work. Alright, I think that's them all. So this is going to go right on the front of the card, just like that. There it is, it's down. And the leaves I'm just going to leave to float. I'm not going to touch the leaves. I'm going to leave them as they are. Alright, so we've got a sentiment here. As I said, I used the congratulations stamp. I stamped that in wild wheat, and it's going to go on the front of the card just like that. But I want to put I want to use these vellum cutouts, so I'm going to glue this one. I want my sentiment to sit right at the edge like that. Okay, so I think this one, just going to put a little piece of glue here. Need to just move that along, because this edge is going at the edge of my card, so I can't have my leaves sticking out any further. And I think I want this one to sort of hang down like that, so you can see it off the edge of the sentiment. Okay, so I'm going to put a piece of, just a strip of adhesive there like that. Make sure my leaves are going the right way. I've got the right side up, the embossed side up, and it's going to sit there like that. Just holding it till it gets a grab. And then I'm going to put a dimensional on the very end here of my sentiment, because my roses that I put down were up on dimensionals, so this will keep it even. I'll put this down here like this, right up to the edge. There. So that's down nicely. Let's get that out of the way, this out of the way, and we've got some gold embellished gems, but first I must remember to put the white on the inside of the card. This was the piece we cut down to 5 1/4 by 4. There, that's a nice inside. Make sure they're nicely laid down. Oops. Crease the leaves there. I want my leaves to float. So we've got some gold glitter enamel dots, and I just think I want to put 2 or 3 around. I think these are, they're sort of graduated from large to small, but I think there's probably 4 different sizes in there. Just get that to sit right there. There. And maybe I'll use a couple of the not quite so large, but maybe the second size. Let's have a look. You know, I think I'll put a large one on there as well. There. Out. Maybe a couple on the Lost Lagoons, so that we can see them stand out, you know, a bit. There. There. So there it is. That's this morning's card. That's it for this week, people. Thanks for watching. If you want to make this card and anything in the video is not clear, please email me at stampsandtea@gmail.com and I'll help you out as best I can. Thanks everybody, and if I don't see you soon, have a Merry Christmas. Talk to you all soon. Bye.